up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. So today I'll be giving you my top three stocks for 2020, stocks to look for moving forward for the whole year, stocks that I think are going to be performing well throughout the whole year. First things first, hit that subscribe button down below, like, comment, share, hit that thumbs up if you like the video. So we're going to dive right into it. First company is Tesla. Tesla has been doing fantastic, for the past month and a half, hitting record highs, and I think they're going to continue to keep growing. There's a lot of positive news surrounding Tesla. Today on the 5th, the Sunday the 5th, they're at $443.01, and I think they're just going to continue to grow, and keep growing. There was one price point of 515. I heard another brokerage say their price was $600. I think it should keep soaring higher and higher. There's so much positive news. They're beating numbers. So let's dive into it and see what's going on. So this is on CNBC. Tesla is cutting the price of its Model 3 car to eliminate the base versions of Model S and Model X. The company is also raising the full price of self-driving by 1,000, underscoring CEO Elon Musk's promise that the feature would become more expensive over time. Uh, which I feel like it should, because there's nothing like it out there. Um, let's go down more into it. So Tesla said on Monday it's reducing the price of the Model 3 by $1,000 to $38,990. The company will no longer sell the standard range version of the Model S and Model X, raising the minimum cost consumers will have to pay for those cars. The base version of the Model S is rising to $79,990 from $75,000, while the price of the Model X is increasing to $84,000 from $81,000. Um, and Tesla knows that it's like the top of the line when it comes to electric cars. There's another company out there in China, Neo, but they're not doing the numbers that Tesla is doing, and Tesla is constantly beating the numbers that they're setting, and moving forward with all this momentum and positive news, I think it's just going to continue to grow moving forward. It says, as part of the update, Tesla is building high performance ludicrous model into the price of Model S performance and Model X performance variants. Uh, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Ludicrous. Guys, gonna help me on that one. But I think moving forward, Tesla has a lot of momentum. And momentum raises stock prices, and they continue to beat these numbers. It's going to be fantastic all around. So dive into another article. uh, Tesla Q4 2019 vehicle production and deliveries. So production, it says 17,933 Model S and Model X's. For Model 3, 86,958, so total 104,891. And deliveries, 19,450 for Model S and X. And for Model 3, 92,550, which both together combined represent 112,000. Um, you know, Going into this article as well, we continue to focus on expanding production in both the U.S. as well as our newly launched facility in Shanghai. Despite breaking ground in Shanghai less than 12 months ago, we are already produced. We've already produced under 1,000 customer sustainable, no, sellable cars and have begun deliveries. We also demonstrated production run rate capabilities of greater than 3,000 units per week, excluding local battery pack production, which began in late December. So they're essentially producing over 3,000 vehicles per week. So that is like a ridiculous amount of cars that they're producing per week. Um, you know, which is a great thing. They producing that many vehicles in a facility that was just built, just shows, how efficient these factories are run, and lets people know like they know exactly what they're doing. Um, and all these deliveries will be coming out. I know a lot of people, want to order the cars, but they don't want to wait too long. Uh, no one wants to order a car and then wait 5 years for the car, but if they continue their growth like this, the wait time is going to be cut down, which I feel like in the future is going to propel people to want to buy them more as they're more readily available. Um, Also, it says in the fourth quarter, we achieved a record production of almost 105,000 vehicles, a record deliveries of approximately 112,000. So that's representative of the deliveries. This is representative of this total. They just rounded up. And we delivered approximately 367,500 vehicles, 50% more than the previous year, in line of our full year guidance. So in 2019, they delivered 50% more vehicles. Just think about that. 50% more vehicles were delivered in 2019. In 2020, they have a new factory. So, that number is only going to increase uh, for deliveries of vehicles, especially if that factory is delivering over 3,000 vehicles per week. That number is going to dramatically increase. Probably be like, you know, at least 20% more. So it's probably gonna be like 80% more in 2020 than in 2019, because there's a whole new factory that's producing, not just cars but also batteries. So their sales are gonna continue to rise. For those people out there who may not know, the Tesla line of vehicles. I have some of them pulled up. So they have the Model 3, which was referred to in this one. So there were 92,550 deliveries of this vehicle. 0 to 60 is 3.2 seconds, 322 mile range, all wheel drive. It's a pretty nice vehicle, uh, in my opinion. It looks nice. And then also they have the Model S. And this one has 0 to 60 at 2.4 seconds and a 373 mile range. And this one was put together with the sales numbers for the Model X. So this is the Model X. Um, it has a 328 mile range, 7-passenger vehicle. Uh, this vehicle also looks nice as well. Some pretty cool doors on it. Uh, and then, if you guys have been following the stock, they just released the Cybertruck. Uh, so for the load, this is their Cybertruck that they unveiled, uh, which you can order now, and basically their first electric truck. I think it looks pretty cool. It's a very unique design. I know it got a lot of flack about it, in the beginning, like, hey, like, why is this designed like that? But hey, it's a future car, so you know, what are you gonna expect? And I think people are definitely gonna order this uh, moving forward, especially given the reliability of the other vehicles. So there's a couple pictures of it. That's what the inside look like. So pretty nice vehicle in my opinion. Uh, I think it's pretty practical. It's pretty long though, so parking would probably be a little challenging. But if it performs like the other vehicles do, I think they'll have no problem with orders of it moving forward. So that's my first stock. That's number one. Uh, Number two, it's going to be Dollar General Corporation. Dollar General, it's been doing pretty good. It's gone a little low, down after the holidays. It's gone down a little bit, but I think they're doing fantastic in my opinion. Uh, I know They have a lot of stores in the South, but I think they're going to be expanding. I think they're based in Tennessee. I think that's their headquarters, Goldsville, Tennessee. Yeah, that's what this says. Um, so it says Dollar General DG announced availability of approximately 20 CBD product SKUs and approximately 100 uh, 1,100 stores in Tennessee and Kentucky. The company also plans to expand products availability to seven more states: Colorado, Florida, Indiana, Oregon, South Carolina, Texas, and Vermont by spring 2020. Dollar General CBD assortment is limited to topical cosmetic products, including creams, ointments, bath bombs, bath salts, face masks. The company does not have current plans to provide ingestible or edible CBD merchandise. Um, so I think this is a move forward. CBD has definitely caught on a lot in the market. You don't see a lot of stores really embracing it. They kind of looked at it as like, it's taboo, or, we don't really want to be associated with CBD. But I think this is gonna, yield profitable for them. I think they know their market, um, and they know their customers and what their customers want. I think CBD is one of those items that customers definitely wanted to be in stores, so they didn't have to go to, those mom and pop CBD stores. They can go to like an actual chain and get their items. So I think this is a pretty good move moving forward, and I think it will help increase sales, in my opinion. So this is their third quarter 2019 financial results. It says net sales increased 8.9%. Same store sales increased 4.6%. Operating profit increased 11.1% to 491.4 million. Diluted earnings per share (EPS) increased 12.7% to $1.42. And year-to-date cash flow from operations increased 9.7% to 1.7 billion. 428 million returned to shareholders through share purchase and cash dividends. And it says board of directors declare fourth quarter cash dividend of 32 cents per share, increased share purchase repurchase program authorization by 1 billion. So basically, you can buy the stock and get dividends. It's saying it's 32 cents per share. Uh, and dividend stocks are always a great way to grow your account. Um, but you know, having these increases of 11.1%, 8.9%, just let you know that this company's on track, and they know what they're doing. Um, this is even given before the introduction of the CBD. So the CBD was on the 10th, and then the CBD is on the 10th, and this was on the 5th. So this was before the CBD, but they're not going to directly see inflation of the sales for that. And I think adding the CBD will help these sales numbers increase. So that's another good thing looking forward. They have fantastic numbers. They're showing increase, and I think it's definitely a company that's being overlooked by a lot of investors. So this is September 9th. So this is like way before all these other ones. Um, and just something that caught my eye. It says Dollar General announces plans to expand to 46 states in 2020. So it is 2020 now. It's the beginning of it. Um, it says with nearly 16,000 retail locations and approximately 140,000 employees, Dollar General invests in its employees as competitive advantage to help develop and grow their careers. Each store is expected to employ approximately 6 to 8 employees, depending on individual needs of the store. Um, where's that? Stores are currently under construction in Centralia, Washington, uh, Cathalment, Washington, and Pine Bluff, Wyoming. These initial stores are scheduled to celebrate grand openings in early fiscal year 2020. So if you guys are familiar with Dollar General, you know, I know in Tennessee there are a lot of stores that are just like, they almost seem like they're in the middle of nowhere. Um, but I think it's a really good business model. I think there's some in Mississippi. They're like on outskirt towns. Uh, that there's not really like any Walmart close by. There's no um, you know, other store or grocery store nearby. So, the way they place those stores, I think is really good strategic plan and planning on their end because they put them in places where people need their services. They don't place them really that much in like super crowded areas. They usually place them in like the outskirt type places, um, which is a really good business model because those are the people who need it. They service those people, and if you live in an area where there's no store, you got to drive to, 20 plus miles to go get some toilet paper or something. But someone puts a Dollar General, right by your house. It's like 10 minutes away. I think it helps out a lot, and it supplies a need to those areas. So I think they're very smart in that strategic placement aspect. So Dollar General is my second one. They're at 155, 39 on the 5th of January 2020. And I think after this little lull, they'll probably pull back and continue to grow, especially given all the things we read in those press releases. So my number three stock is Roku. Roku has been doing pretty well, um, and we're gonna dive in to see today at the 5th of January. They're at 137.51, uh, and we're gonna see what they have going on in the company moving forward. So this was from November. The 6th, 2019. So I'm just going to read some of the highlights from their Q3, quarter three highlights. So total revenue of 260.9 million, up 50% year over year. Platform revenue 179.3, that's up 79% year over year. Active accounts 32.3 million, and net additional of 1.7 million over last quarter. Streaming hours increased about 900,000. No, 0.9 billion hours over the last quarter to 10.3 billion. So that's a lot of streaming hours. That definitely increased a lot. Um, Average revenue per user, $22.58, trailing 12 months. That's up 30%. Gross profit of 118.5 million, which is up 50% year over year. Roku monetized video ad impressions again, more than double year over year. So this quarter three was really good. Financially, I think they have a really good business model. Um, they have uh, you know, their partnership with TCL TVs, and it's definitely a cheap alternative to get TCL TV with Roku instead of getting like a Samsung TV. You'll have a TV, it's like half the price, but in my opinion, I'm just trying to save money, so I would rather go to TCL TV than to get the more expensive Samsung or LG or Philips TV. Um, just to save money because I don't watch much TV at all anyway. But it's not a bad TV. There's a lot of reviews online that show it, but I think it also helped Roku get a lot more exposure as a company with that partnership. So going into this, this was from October. Apple TV app and Apple TV Plus coming to the Roku platform. Uh, you know, I feel like this was one of the big moves that happened last year. It says beginning November 1st, Apple TV Plus will be available in the Apple TV Plus app on Roku, giving users access to exclusive shows, movies, documentaries, and most celebrated creative artists, including Oprah Winfrey, Steven Spielberg's. It's a long list of people. Uh, on their Roku devices for $4.99 per month with 7-day free trial. Apple TV Plus subscribers can also watch Apple TV app on iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, iPad, Touch, Mac, and other platforms. So, I think this was a pretty big move for, you know, Roku platform. It's also a big move for TCL and their TVs. Also help boost sales with that moving forward. So going to recent news. So this was on the 16th of December. So, last month, almost a month ago. Uh, Steve Loudon to step down as Roku CFO. And anybody who follows stocks knows that whenever you have like a CFO, CEO, uh, board of directors, any person higher up that moves down or retires, then someone else comes in. It's always a big move for the company. It definitely shifts the company in a new direction because there's always some optimism with, how's that person going to run the company? Um, what ideas do they have? It can either go two ways. It can either go really good or it can go really bad. But I think with the run that they've been on, I don't think they would replace it with somebody who didn't have the same vision for the company that Steve did. I think anyone that replaces him, stepping into a good platform for a company that has a lot of growth potential, um, and interested to see how this move, moving forward, will help the company grow. Um, CFO's person over the numbers, but moving forward, I think you know the company as a whole will directly reflect it later on. So like some sort of time in 2020, you can start to begin to see the new CFO's vision and how the company moving forward, possible new not acquisitions, new products coming out, their sales increasing, and that will be uh, directly reflected with the changing of the CFO. So excited about that move moving forward, and waiting to see where that leads. All right, so for you guys who stayed to the end, I got a bonus number four stock for 2020, um, and that stock is Motorola. So Motorola is definitely one of those stocks that's been looked over for a long time. People don't really um, talk much about Motorola, except for recently, with the new Razor coming out. But Motorola has been doing pretty good for a while. Um, but I think for 2020, it's definitely one of the stocks to look forward to. I would say it's probably an underdog in my opinion because you don't really see it advertised that much. You don't really see it in the news, and it's kind of like an afterthought. I know growing up, everyone had the Motorola Razr phone back in the day, and Motorola stock was booming, but it kind of fallen off since then, market wise, but they're still doing a lot as a company. So let's dive into why I chose them as my fourth pick. So Motorola Solutions launches next generation of Pronto mobile policing solution. So body worn camera functionality integrated into next generation of Pronto. So body worn video can be hugely beneficial for police forces. It allows them to capture high quality evidence, which can help the entire criminal justice system securing convictions, and it provides greater transparency. So basically, it says Motorola Solutions today announced a number of new integrations of its Pronto digital policing application software to enhance mobile workflows. The first integrates Motorola Solutions 86 body-worn camera into Pronto via company's digital evidence management system, Command Central Vault. Second, a successful trial that provides officers access to driver's license image with photo Motorola Solutions Pronto Solutions. Uh, these powerful next generation Pronto mobile policing Solutions demonstrate how frontline officers can significantly improve decision making and evidence collection and management throughout through technology. Um, so basically, uh, they're directly in relation with police forces. I think this is in UK where this is being used. Um, but helping the judicial system with these body cams, is something that's not really uh, talked about. It's something moving forward that I think is going to be a really big deal, and I can see a lot of police forces adopting this software to use for um, policing. Um, and Motorola saying that they're one of the people who already have this on the ground and is being used, and their product being developed. I think it's pretty good and something that I can see moving forward help them with sales, especially if it's as the body cams are being adopted into more units. Um, so, goes to show that, Motorola is still making moves, even if they're not talked about that much in the news. So, secondly, for the last one, Motorola Solutions awarded $23.8 million contract with the U.S. Navy to sustain land mobile radio systems. So this is the U.S. Department of Defense has awarded Motorola Solutions a 28.3 million contract that sustained the U.S. Navy Enterprise Land Mobile Radio (LMR) system, which is used to coordinate and develop the actions first responder community at Navy bases worldwide. The contract contains four options, which, if exercised, would increase the cumulative contract value to 93.6 million. So this is a pretty big deal, and moving forward, this was on the 30th of December. This is a huge deal for Motorola, um, and it's a really big contract. Starting at 23.8 million, possibly going up to 93.6 million. Definitely will help sales. That backed with the body cams that they're putting into police forces. Uh, Both of these together just show, Motorola is still uh, a great company, uh, one that's definitely being overlooked. You know, I feel like all of these things are uh, showing you that Motorola is more than just a phone company. It's more than a company that just produces flip phones, their newest phone. They're actually a company that helps the U.S. or and soldiers, and a company that helps law enforcement. Which when Motorola is brought up, it's never something that's talked about as how they can impact. So many lives. Most of the time, just talked about Motorola as just a company that makes cell phones, but they're much more than that. And I think as they continue to get more contracts like these and continue to improve law enforcement with the body cam software, I think the company's price is just going to directly reflect that. I think the stock is going to shoot up. For 2020. I think this is definitely one of the ones to look at and keep on your radar. Um, and in the future, to see what technologies they develop because uh, they've been around for a long time, and it's clear to see that they know what they're doing when it comes to technology, and that they're consistent with making developments and strides to helping people. One of the number one things in business, is always solving a problem. Uh, that's how business is basically run. If there's a problem, then you as a business, you solve that problem, and the more problems it seems that Motorola can solve, the more money that they'll continue to make. Um, so I hope that helped you guys. Hit that subscribe button down below. Like, comment, share. Comment down below what stocks you guys got your eyes on for 2020. Um, Let me know down below. hit that thumbs up, and that bell notification, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.